Yes, good evening and welcome to the Amateur TV Net, which is on every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I just heard John 3ATV come up, so I assume he's got a video for me, but I'll speak to John later. John left to right when I'm starting, so a bit late, John, but we welcome everybody. Okay, now we have watching this evening Bob VK3BVR, VK3IE, Rob, and Mark VK3PI, and there's a few people watching on Ian's YouTube feed. First up this evening will be Peter, VK3BFG. Peter will put it across it to Richard, VK3VRS, and then Richard will put it back to me. I've got a few things to show you tonight. We've been doing a bit of work on 447 narrowband, so that's been great. I've got a few stills to show you, and also a little battery pack I built up. So if you're ready to go, Peter, I can see Peter's ready to go. He's got a little PHA1 of something similar there. So Peter, get ready to go, and everyone please switch across to RTV1 right now.
Thanks, Neil. I'm Peter, VK3BFG, and had a relatively busy week on ATV and other things. I did some night circuits last night, and it was very dark. Actually, it was totally overcast, and it's quite challenging when there's no sort of ambient light around. You can just see the runway as you're very close to it. So yeah, interesting experience. Anyway, it keeps me young. That's for sure. Matters RTV. I'm told that the system has a little bit of a hemorrhage in the morning, and then sort of gets going again. I'm not sure what that might be all about, but John VK3ATV has very kindly acquired two new splitters, and they're in the mail somewhere. I haven't received them yet, John. Maybe you haven't had time to send them, but thanks to John for providing those at some cost. So great stuff, John, and we'll put those in. The reason that they are there is that for some reason or other, the splitters that are in the controllers, and there's 4 outputs there, there's 3 spare ones at the moment, won't interface with the new system that Phil built, and he tried a lot of different things to try and get them to talk to each other. It's a HDMI problem. So what he did was he split the HDMI directly out of the receivers. And bit of background there, and that solved the problem. So and it's those splitters that were put in that are giving me trouble. I put some other ones in, and they also gave me some trouble. One failed. So hopefully the ones John have got will meet the test of time. Talking of 447, yeah, I've had a go at that. VK3YLH has seen me and I've seen him, so that's a confirmed contact there. I've seen VK3BCU, but unfortunately he couldn't see me, which is a bit strange because we tried this some time ago, and I think we did get a two-way contact. But anyway, perhaps when conditions are better, we'll try again. Over the week, I've been looking at the Eastern Mountain District Radio Club system, and they've opted for the ports down arrangement because of its flexibility and future-proofing, meaning that it can transmit on all sorts of frequencies and all sorts of modes. So I've been looking at how we can configure that, and you can see my my ports down running there in the side there, and I've been getting some assistance from Bob Reed, VK3BVR, but we're not quite there yet. And I'm not sure how we're going to implement it at the Hillbillies, but I have been talking with the Vice President, Luke, and he's a network engineer, and he said, don't worry about the network stuff, we'll get it going. So that's great. Also today, I thought I'd get a Galley 74 kit from Minikits, because I looked at the specifications for it, and just looking here, I can see the output third order intercept is at 36 dBm, and that's an indicator of the linearity of the device. The PHA1, I think, is plus 30. So this one caught my eye, and I think it might be probably one that Neil has pointed out as well. But we've got it on the test, so we'll just show you a very quick test of the Galley 74. So we'll go over to the other. Okay, we should be on the other mic now, which is probably better. And that's the Galley 74. The lamp, all the same from Minikits, is standard. All right, we'll get one off. We'll turn that one off. And now we've got one on. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, thanks for that. That would have been, that was stereo. Anyway, that's the amp, and of course they're pretty standardised in what they are. So let's have a look up here. We've got the spec amp running, and I think you can see that quite okay. So we're down 1 centimetre, so I'll just go up 10 dB on the signal generator I've got here. So there's just back one there. There's 10 dB. Yep, we've gone up 10 dB, so we'll go up another 10 dB. And there, yeah, that's looking pretty good. So we'll go up another 10. And it's hit the top. And I'm increasing the drive, and it's just not going anywhere. So I reckon the compression point is about pretty close to 60 milliwatts, which is pretty much on the spec. So that's quite a good linearity, and would be absolutely fine for a drive. Oops, we'll just turn that one off for the moment. It'd be quite adequate for a driver for Mitsubishi modules and others. So yeah, it's not a bad little box, and that's proved its linearity, very much so. So it goes up to plus 63 milliwatts. Was the compression point there, so that's very good. Okay, that's all I've got for the moment, and that proves that the Galley 74 is probably the best driver amp that's available at the moment from Minikits of that kind of series, as I think Neil might have observed previously sometime. Anyway, Richard, VK3VRS, I hope you're transmitting at the moment. Just give you a short time to get up, and hopefully the changeover will be relatively smooth, because I am running DVB-S2 tonight. So VK3VRS to take it. This is VK3BFG in Montana South. Over to you, Richard.
don't know what happened then. It was a black screen. I was transmitting when you said Peter, and it just came up as black. So I dropped off and came back up. But it looked like it was holding the carrier, so yeah, slight little gremlin. I haven't got much tonight. You can see I've got my little QR codes there. So one for Facebook just here, as you can see, and the other one for Discord. So you can hold your camera on them and take a photo, and that'll take you to Discord and or the Facebook page. So yeah, obviously facilities are there, please use them. Same as we can make it a huge valuable resource. So yeah, I had a busy weekend. Not amateur radio related, not even hobby show related, but my son bought an excavator and needed an extra person to do the course and get the certificate over the weekend. So I'm now certified to operate a excavator and bobcat. So that was my weekend. Friday night, quick study of the book, and then do a practical and a written test on the Saturday in my backyard. So and of course a bit of practice on the excavator, and because we're actually renovating the backyard. So yeah, I pulled the backyard apart basically. Still got a little bit more to do, but well, a lot more of pulling apart. Got some whole lot of brick pavers that have to be pulled up, and yeah, but not yet. Otherwise it'll end up a mud pit. So we've got a retaining wall to build and a few other bits and pieces, and then we'll pull up all those bricks and get it ready for, level it all and get it ready for concreting. Yeah, whole change in the backyard. So yeah, watch it all disappear. So, but anyway, has to be done. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, I haven't got much else tonight. Just a quick to Discord. This is Discord, so you can see we've got a few people watching on Discord. It's very easy to watch on Discord, just so people know how to do it. I'm going to make sure I'm not causing a loop. But basically, once you get into the RTV Melbourne, you can click on the general to actually see the chats. But if you want to actually watch, you hover over here and you can see it pops up with a live stream. Watch the stream. So if you click on watch the stream, see it pops up. Oh, and there we go. It's going to get probably a bit of a loop now. So if you click on watch the stream, I'm going to cause quite a headache. But it's very easy. You can pop out a window, and I might just close it all off because it's going to cause a headache. So I'm going to hang up from that. But it's quite simple to. I knew I was going to create a loop, by the way, but that's as easy as it is, and it'll pop up with a screen that you can actually watch. And also, if you're actually in the screen as well and watching in full screen, it looks a little bit blurry. If you make it actually smaller, it's actually better quality to watch. You can also still watch it in windowed mode and click on general and participate in the chat as well. So yeah, if I haven't got it properly set up to do it, but to excuse the loop again, I'm just going to show how to do this. To do it, but to excuse the loop again, I'm just going to show it's not how like that. So you can actually, you can see it's got a loop. I don't think I can turn that off. So you can actually turn on my phone. No, there's no way. So you can make it a full screen, or you can pop it out, and that's the pop out. No, there's no way. Right, so that's going to cure that. But you can see everybody's screen at the same time. So you can actually watch the stream by clicking on here as well. So there are a few ways of being able to watch it. And then you just click on General up here. And then that will take you to the chat. And if you've got the window popped out, you'll see it popped out. Please make sure that you do actually mute your microphone. It's very important if you join watching the live stream, because otherwise your microphone will be open and live and everyone can hear what's going on in your place, and it detracts everyone else that's actually in there from listening to the content that they want to, which is on RTV. So there's a bit of a tip for getting onto Discord. And of course Facebook is just your normal Facebook, straightforward and simple, just join and off you go. So yeah, I just thought I'd sort of show how it can be done. Now I know Clint CSJ is actually using Discord on Friday nights as well, and it's proving quite popular. And he's actually paying the subscription for the full high, or not full, is it full? I think it's just high def, which gives you a much better quality, and it really suits him because, you know, a lot of the images that Clint's looking at, you know, we're looking at stars and whatnot, so having the higher quality is definitely better. If we get enough interest, it does cost $13 a month to actually have it. I may or may not do it down the track, but at this point probably not. But yeah, so any questions on it, feel free to drop me an email. Yeah, I can run through, step through. Great for anyone, even on your mobile phone, if you're just not able to watch live via the RF and you're out and about. You can just, you know, sneak your phone and, you know, watch it on your phone. So then you make sure that you don't miss a thing. There's currently 9 people watching on Ian's Discord, on Ian's YouTube. There is me and Rob watching on Rob's BAT stream. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 watching on Discord. So yeah, we haven't got the big viewership of what we've had in recent times, but it's all good. And obviously the countless people who are watching it live via RF. Now that's about all I've got. I can see Neil is there, ready and waiting in the wings to take over. So yeah, I will go to my famous test card, and I don't think Clint was on, but he is actually watching on Discord. So anyway, I'm going to hand it over to Neil and let him go to the next person. So this is VK3 VRS signing off for this week. Hopefully I'll have something a bit more interesting if I get some time over the weekend, being a long weekend. And you know, anyone in the footy, watching the footy, enjoy your weekend, and please be safe. All right, that's it for me. Thanks, guys. And when you see my test card, you can probably flick over to Neil, who's already on the screen, and we'll see you there.
I wasn't speaking, I was just waiting for Richard. Actually, I forgot the audio. Yeah, thanks, Richard, for that. Last week, Richard showed us a little power supply he built up, and that made me think I might show you the little battery pack that I built up out of some spare cordless drill batteries, which I've been accumulating after destroying a number of drills. I'm sure a lot of you have probably got these things lying around thinking, what in the hell am I going to do with these? So, I'll show you what you can do, if you like. I built up this little battery pack using a couple of those spare cordless drill batteries. They ended up being in parallel, and I've got a couple of what people call bus converters. One brings the 20 odd volts down to 13.8, and there's one bringing it down to 5 volts, which gives me 13.8 volts there when it lights up. Is it going to light up? Yep. And there's 5 volts there for USB. So some batteries that were doing nothing, and now a little battery pack possibly for when I go out portable, or maybe some sort of backup or emergency. Still not being used, but at least doing something rather than sitting.
And you recharge.
And recharge, just using the original charger that came with the batteries. So that's just 12 volts in, well basically like the battery pack that comes with it. So it's 12 volts in, and there's actually in parallel only when it's turned on. So there's no sort of backfeeding in the voltage between one battery and the other if they're not quite equal. So when I turn it on, both batteries are in parallel. It's not going to be sitting there bleeding away between the two batteries when it's turned off. So something I thought I'd show you. Now, talking about showing things, without some people coming up and without a little bit of content, we're going to have low numbers of people watching, as I've noticed we've got this evening. So please, if you're able to transmit or even check in, let us know you're watching. If you haven't got a transmitter, we probably bring you in via a number of methods, excuse me, getting a dry mouth. So please, if you can, transmit, or let us know if you want to come up with a segment, and we can either pre-record your segment, even come and visit your location if you've got something interesting to show us. But we do need more people to come up and more content, and I really hope that happens. This is a plea. Okay, now we've got Mick on next, 3CH, and then Mick, if you could put it across to Joe, VK3 TET, and then Joe will put it straight back to me. So if you're ready to go, Mick, take it away right now.
No, it's not who you think it is. But she's helping out. It takes a while to fire it up. It's actually running a script which has a web interface. So we're just about to sort of kick it off and connect, get the audio going.
Hi.
Here we go.
What's going on?
Hi there, Moshi, is that your name?
Yes, that's right, Mushy. Nice to meet you.
Oh, me likewise. Tell me something, Moshi. Are you familiar with amateur television?
Yes, I am. Amateur television is a popular form of entertainment among amateur radio operators. They use the radio spectrum to transmit video signals to local receivers.
Have you ever been involved in this?
Yes, I have. I used to be part of an amateur television club in my hometown.
Oh, that's interesting. What about amateur radio in general? Are you interested in that?
Well, I am actually. I find it fascinating how amateur radio operators use the radio spectrum for personal use.
Tell me something about it.
I mean, it's kind of like a hobby, but it's also a way to connect with others and share knowledge.
That's true. Have you ever made any contacts with anybody?
Yes, I have. I've made friends all around the world through amateur radio.
Do you remember a recent contact?
Yes, actually, I made a connection with an amateur radio operator in Japan a few weeks ago. It was quite a fascinating conversation.
Do you remember their call sign?
Yes, it was Rigid E. I thought it was quite unique.
All right, Moshi, tell me, are you familiar with the amateur radio equipment manufacturers
Yeah,
in
Zam,
Japan?
I have a radio transceiver, which is a device that allows me to transmit and receive radio signals.
Do you know what make it was?
Yes, I do. It's primarily used for amateur radio operations.
And who's the manufacturer?
The manufacturer is ICOM. They're based in Japan, and they're known for their high-quality products.
What make is it? Do you know the model number?
7300. Yes, it's a 7300.
Oh, the famous 7300. Do you like it?
Yes, I do. It's a great radio for amateur radio operations.
Do you have a call sign, Moshi?
Yes, I do. It's VK2 Radio 2 Phillips.
All right, Moshi. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you for being part of my video.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you as well.
Take care, Moshi. Until next time.
You too.
Well, Moshi actually runs in real time on a local computer. How's that? I thought you might find this interesting. I found, well, a long time back I was really into the lock picking hobby, and I actually found this the other day, and I thought I'd just show it to you guys. This is a really, really nice little pocket lock pick. Yeah, it's all machined very nicely, polished up. I actually got it on, where was it? Don't know if it was AliExpress. Yeah, it was AliExpress. I can't remember, it was years ago. So they probably don't do these things anymore. So it is what it is. But there is a series of different types of picks. Obviously, for those of you that are familiar with how this whole thing works, it's quite easy to figure out which one to use. So I'll just sort of lay them out so you can actually see what's going on there. There's basically different sort of profiles for different types of pins, and there's different approaches that you can take in applying the pick. Now that's a tension bar. Essentially that's used to sort of put tension on the actual barrel, so it is possible to actually lock the pins in place. That's the whole principle of its operation, because if everything was machined perfectly and there was no tolerances, then it would be very difficult to pick a lock. It relies on the fact that there are sort of, well, what I call, well, lock up effectively, so the pin gets stuck. And when it gets stuck, we can actually force the pin to stay in a position. So the idea is that this little lever is pushed in there, and you can actually manipulate these pins. By the way, this is a transparent lock. It's actually designed for practicing lock picking for those in the hobby. So it sort of comes with couple of keys, and it's essentially a lock, and that's most of the sort of insides of a sort of a generic lock, or padlock I should say. So we've got the tension bar, we can apply it there, and the idea is just to sort of put it there, apply a little bit of tension as if you are about to turn the barrel, and that actually forces the pins to sort of stay in a position once they actually get engaged. And the idea is to actually push the little pins into place. Now normally you wouldn't see this because this is a transparent lock, but the idea is that you can actually feel it as the pin actually engages and stays there. It doesn't drop back because you know, you can feel the tension in the pin from the spring. So once the pin is stuck in a position, which you want it to be, it doesn't come back. So the idea is you work for each pin one at a time and manipulate it and apply the tension appropriately, and eventually all the pins get engaged, and essentially the lock will open up. So it is a simple process, but don't take me as an expert. That just shows you that I'm not in the lock picking business. I'm still fiddling with it, but I finally got it open. There we go. So that's the whole principle of how this whole thing works. I hope you find that enjoyable. The idea is a close-up here, so you can actually see how those pins are engaged. Now, when you put a key inside, the key's got these various profiles cut into it, so all the pins line up perfectly, and you can turn the tumbler. So that's basically how it works, and you can see those pins. You see they're all nice and flat there. There we go, they're nice and flat, so the tumbler can be turned. The idea is, like I said, you have a tension bar, you then pick each pin so it actually stays in place, and effectively they line up and it opens up. So here we're going to have another go, tension, and start picking each one. So here in the close-up you'll be able to see as the pins move up and down. Eventually they'll lock into a position and they'll just stay there, and that's the sort of effectively the profile of the key. So once you get them all right, there we go, it opens up. So that is basic lock pick and picking technique from a non-professional. Hope you enjoyed it. Well, this is a really nice product. This is my optical fiber cable, and I got another one from Ali just recently, and I thought I'd just do a traditional unboxing of it so you guys can see what you get for your money. Packaging is not brilliant. This time, fortunately, it survived. So essentially it is just like a very thin sort of plastic bag, and the actual cable inside with a slightly thicker plastic bag. This is the actual type. It's 80 meters of optical fiber cable, and it's HDMI, and it's capable of well, 48 gigabits, which equates to 8K resolution at 60 hertz or 4K at 120 hertz. Pretty nice. Now these cables are not bidirectional. They have a transmitter at one end and a receiver at another end, an optical transmitter and a receiver. Pretty nice specs on this cable, and I did look around for quite a lot of cables. There's lots on the market, and I reckon this is probably the best one you can get for the price. It is very, very high spec, reasonably good quality, and it works extremely well. So you've got 80 meters of transmission with virtually no loss. Very nice cable. Now, as I said, there is a source and a receive, you might say. So essentially you've got a source and a display. The source is the sort of where the HDMI signal originates from, and the receive is your monitor, or you know, the other end where you need to receive the HDMI signal. So essentially you've got a transmitter and a receiver. Basic instructions just tells you to sort of what to look after. Don't bend it in sharp corners and sharp edges and so forth, because there is an optical fiber inside. So that's basically the cable, and I'm just going to show you the close-up of the actual transmitter and the receiver. So we've got the actual source. Just zoom in on that so you can have a closer look. That's the display that plugs into the monitor, and you've got another one which is the source. So essentially those two cables, or those two terminations, go into the appropriate way, and away you go. Really nice bit of hardware. So if you need a long run of HDMI, which I did, my Pelican case is miles away from my source or my studio, so that's basically.
Right, thank you for that, Joe. Not sure how many people have lockpicking as a hobby. I've got audio. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Don't scare me, Richard. Audio, yes. I don't know how many people have lockpicking as a hobby, maybe as a profession, but anyway. As Peter said, during the week we've been playing a lot of 447 narrowband between Dennis YLH, Peter 3BFG, Rob 3IE, Rob 3TRX has also been watching. So I've got a few stills, unfortunately no video at this stage, just a few stills of what we've been doing during the week, and I will show you what's been happening. So that's a signal I received from Dennis 3YLH, 477 megs, 333 kilohertz symbol rate, and the signal was fairly strong. So that's from Dennis. And what's the next one? That's Rob VK3TRX took that. That's just a photo, I think, of me on 447. But this is using the high symbol rate, 1 meg, because he was using a Hydes receiver, which only goes down to 1 meg symbol rate. So that's that one. That's another photo he took. That's literally a photo straight off the ports down. As you can see, DVB S2, 447, 333, and you can read the rest there. And that's a picture of Rob 3IE's 9700. He's put in another board, an extra board that uses the front end of a 9700 to feed a mini tuner receiver, which I'll show you very shortly. So to receive these signals, there's another one, and This is, oh, it's another one that Rob took. And this is another one again. This is one Peter took. Peter took this one VK3 BFG when he's receiving me. I didn't have my lighting on, that's why I'm so dark there. And this is one I took of Peter some years ago, DVB-T, and that's just proof, Peter, I actually did receive you. It might have only been once, but we did receive you. And that's just a photo, and we may have a live transmission from Rob 3IE very shortly on 447, so that'll be really, really good. So what I might do is, we're going to go live on 447, if I can close that. And I'm going to open up my program we use to watch 447. Just stand by. Oh, I've got to get the right. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I'm starting up the program. Hopefully we'll have a live picture from Rob VK3IE on 447. And there it is, it's locking up. And there's Rob VK3IE live on 447. Now you can change the size of that. You can do all sorts of wonderful things. Oh, it's season 4x3, let's make him 16:9. Okay. And you can watch full screen if you want. There's full screen, that's Rob VK3IE live. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any moving pictures, but not to worry. So that's, you can see the constellation there, so he's quite a strong signal. Now, to be able to receive this, you need to use the software we're using here, which is just free off the internet, and build up a mini tuner, which is that one there. That's just an artist impression. You can get those on the BATC website through a kit. Very easy to build up, and that's what you'll need, because when we're using the low symbol rates, no commercial tuners go down to 333 kilohertz. This particular tuner, which is quite rare, very hard to get, they had to make a special order, will go down to 333. So that's that's 447. Let's hope some people get interested. It's good fun. Simplex. I think that's about it for this evening. I don't think Rob had any more for us. So there's Rob live on 447. So thanks for watching. Hopefully next week we'll have a few people with some content. It'd be great. So I think I haven't forgotten anyone. Everyone's done their little bit. So good night from me, and we'll see you all next week. Cheers. Oh, before I go, I'm building up a Shari All-Star. So there's the Rob IE taught me into this. So that's the Raspberry Pi all ready to go. It's all been programmed up. Did the image file today, and I'm getting the Shari All-Star through the mail. Should arrive very, very shortly. So that's something that Rob IE is, as usual, got me into something. He's always talking me into doing things. Good on you, Rob. Catch you later, guys. Cheers.